Hello there, I am Simar Kaur.
And I am Oshi Singh.
Welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Mind. Let's talk about something heavy today. Today, we're gonna talk about the labyrinth of life. You know, Oshi, sometimes I think I'm living in a flashback memory, trapped with nowhere to go. In fact, throughout our time in this prison of life, don't we all just try to escape? Escape from reality. Some escape by thinking of past memories, and some by thinking of what their future might be. Never once do we want to live in the present. Never once do we want to escape back into the present.
Hmm. A very heavy start for a sweet little show, Simar, but it is very true. And it raises a very significant question. The question is, does living mean to suffer? Does that mean living is the labyrinth? According to me, I believe so. After all, living is the hard part, isn't it? Isn't death just another escape for reality? If I were to quote Alaska Young from the book Looking for Alaska, I might put it like, is the labyrinth living or dying? Will it ever end? As I mentioned, according to me, living is the labyrinth. God's greatest puzzle is the puzzle of life, the maze of life, the labyrinth of life, a prison with no escape. For some of you who might be wondering how living can be the labyrinth, let me elaborate. We're all born. And from that very instant, we get baffled on this very beautiful planet of ours. We are confined to this serene and pristine land of ours. But then again, how can human greed ever be fulfilled? Suffering is inevitable. Right, Sima?
Definitely, Oshi. We all have been born to suffer and to prosper. However, when even identical twins are different, how can we say that we all suffer the same? Am I right? Some choose to fight back, and some look for escapes. Even when two prisoners looked through the window, one saw freedom and one saw chains. Similarly, while some learn to prosper by sufferings, some find escapes, which could be anything: drinking, reading, writing, and even something very like death. Once we accept the fact that suffering is ineludible and that living is a labyrinth, we shall face the crucial question: will it ever end? Well, it turns out intricate questions have the simplest of answers. As for this particular question, Baby Yoda got us covered. In the movie Star Wars, George Lucas once said, "Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering." The answer is pretty simple, isn't it?
Face your fears, it is.
Indeed, Oshi.
In the Holy Bible, suffering is of 10 major types. However, the hardest is undeniably grief suffering. The loss of losing a loved one, the pain of dealing with the harsh reality that you'll never see them again, never hear them again. Beyond a doubt, it's very painful, but then again, we can't mourn forever, can we? Well, we can't. Not for ourselves necessarily, but for the ones who care for us. But what do we do? According to me, we forgive and we move on. That's the easy way out. Am I right, Simon?
Well, yes. One of the greatest examples I can think of forgiveness, in my opinion, was shown by Jesus. By forgiving the men who crucified him, I believe nothing in this entire universe is impossible. No matter how difficult it may seem, by taking a step towards doing it, we have already made a huge leap. While forgiveness and moving on may seem impossible at first, they can be done. Sure, it is scary, but isn't change scary anyways?
However, not all of us choose to continue this journey of ours. Simar. You wouldn't be very baffled to know that some take death as the final solution for this labyrinth. And I believe a major reasons as to why people choose death as the solution to this labyrinth of suffering is because we know nothing of it. Absolutely nothing. And that's the beauty of it as well. What will happen after we die? Is there an afterlife? Will it all just go blank? Or by just being born, we enter an endless loop that we never seem to notice? All these unanswered questions give us an option to a seemingly miserable life, an option to keep on suffering, or to choose something we don't know, something that could be good, something which is staring right at our struggling faces and screaming, "I'm the way out."
Needless to say, some people choose it, ignoring the fact forgiveness and moving on isn't that hard. Forgiveness is a virtue, and moving on a way of living. In order to live and not just survive, we must forgive and recover. It might be hard at first, but don't forget, it is always the best things in life that take time. So, in all, while for someone living could be a labyrinth, for some it could be death. Even I am not really sure of it myself yet.
And I don't think we ever will be. However, one thing I am sure of is that it will definitely end. Because after all, nothing lasts forever. So just be patient because we all know if there's a healer better than Rapunzel's hair, it's definitely time. And now that's how, my friends, the labyrinth will end. With that, we come to an end of today's episode. We sincerely hope you enjoyed it, and we would like to thank everyone who has helped us achieve the success of today's episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, same time, same date next month.